ago, we had the idea to do this record in its entirety. That is something we've not done for over 40 years. We thought it was a good idea, so I called up 7 or 8 promoters I know back in the United States, and I said, what do you think? Think it's a good idea? And they all said, yeah, perfect, gotta do it, wonderful. Until I got to the last promoter, and he says, okay, you're gonna do the record in its entirety, right? And I said, yeah. And he says, but you're gonna do it in the running order, just like it is on the record, right? And I said, no. He says, you have to. I said, no, I don't. He says, yes, you do, you have to. I said, no, I don't. This goes on for 10 minutes. And I tell him, I said, never in the history of this band have we ever opened with I Want to Be Somebody. I don't know how to do that. He says, all right, we'll give you an idea, maybe you can understand this. Somehow, some way, a miracle happens. And Led Zeppelin gets back together. And they're going to do Zeppelin 4 in its entirety. They're going to start the show with Stairway to Heaven. I said, all right, you got me by the balls on this one. So we're going to do it the way you want it, because we are B.A.D.